going to discuss about irradiation, a common food preservation technique. Usually, we use food irradiation to improve the shelf life of cereals, pulses, legumes, oilseeds, nuts, fruits, and vegetables. Food irradiation is the process of exposing food to controlled levels of ionizing radiation to kill harmful bacteria, parasites, rodents, and to preserve the freshness of the food, thereby increasing the shelf life of the food and preventing. It is also called cold pasteurization as it kills harmful bacteria without heat. In case of pasteurization, we use heat to kill microorganisms. Whereas here, we do not use heat, but we kill microorganisms. And in radiation, this radiation should be supplied to the food. They should be applied to the food only at a controlled amount. Like we should be alert, or we should be careful that we should be able to pass only a particular amount of radiation. Otherwise, these radiation they become carcinogen and cause cancer. Now coming to the mechanism of action of irradiation. The irradiation they can directly impact critical cell function. Critical cell functions like metabolic activities, the growth of the cell, reproduction of the cell, all these metabolic activities, oxidation, reduction, all these chemical reactions, they takes place inside the cell, and the irradiation, they completely impair all these activities. And also they cause damage to the cell organelles. They coagulate the cytoplasm, like they coagulate mitochondria, the cytoplasmic, other cytoplasmic organelles like vacuoles, mitochondria, Golgi bodies. Even they cause the rupture of the cell wall so that the organelle that is present inside the cell and the water that is present inside the cell, they will come out. Indirectly, they form radiolytic products. That is, a new product is formed by the action of the radiation, like free radicals, which are responsible for 90% of the DNA damage. Irradiation results in a variety of changes in living cells based on the dosage. So like when we pass a mild amount of radiation, it causes a certain effect. When we pass moderate amount of radiation, it causes a different effect. Whereas when we pass high amount of radiation, it has a variable effect. So the amount of radiation is directly proportional to the particular product. So these radiations, they kill microbes, they kill the insects in case of cereals, pulses, fruits, vegetables, they kill the insects or even the larvae or the spores that are present inside the fruits and vegetables. And also they inactivate the enzymes, that is they deactivate the enzymes that are responsible for fruit ripening and spoilage. Now coming to the types of radiation, there are various types of radiations, and in this video, we are going to discuss only about infrared radiations, electron beams, X-rays, and gamma rays. Among these radiations, some types of radiations, they can be controlled. That is, the passing or the production of the rays can be controlled at our will. Whereas some radiations, once they start emitting, once the isotopes start emitting, we can't control them. Now coming to infrared radiation, it is used in conventional cooking. That is microwave. Microwave, due to their relatively longer wavelength, have lower energy levels, but are strong enough to move molecules and generate heat through friction. Three types of ionizing radiation are approved to be used for food irradiation. So what happens inside the microwave due to the radiation produced, the food molecules inside the food, they will be under acceleration and they will move at a greater speed. They will be hitting each other and they will be moving at a greater speed. because of which heat is produced due to the friction, and this heat is used in the preservation of food. Next is electron beam. Electron beams are the streams of very fast moving electrons produced in an electron accelerator. Electron accelerator, an example, we can say cyclotron. They produce electrons. So here we use machines to produce electrons. Electron beams, they have a selective application in food irradiation, as they can penetrate only 1.5 inches. So only certain food commodities are preserved through the passage of electron beams. Not all foods can be passed through electron beams. Only certain food can be used for electron beam treatment. Next, coming to X-rays. X-rays, just like electron beams. X-rays are also generated through machine sources. You have seen X-ray machines. So they are produced by machine sources. X-rays are photon and have much better penetration and are able to penetrate through whole carton of food products. Suppose we have a very big carton inside which we have number of cans. So when we pass the big carton through that X-ray machine, whatever the number of cans present inside, or whatever the amount of food present inside the carton will be radiated. Similarly, take for example, very huge fruits like watermelon, pumpkin, all these things. When it is passed through the X-ray completely, the food will be irradiated and it will be preserved. Its shelf life will be increased. Next is gamma rays. Gamma rays are also photon and they have deep penetration ability. Gamma rays are produced from isotopes. We have to remember that gamma rays are produced by radioisotopes. They are not produced by machines. Whereas X-rays and electron beams, they were produced by machines. Here the gamma rays are produced from isotopes like radioisotopes like cobalt-60, cesium-137, and they cannot be controlled at our will. Once the radioisotopes start emitting, we can't stop the emission. Contrary to electron beams and X-rays, radioisotopes cannot be switched off or on at our will, and they keep on emitting gamma rays. Therefore, radioisotopes require shielding. So this type of radiation should be used carefully. Units of irradiation. Now coming to the units of irradiation. Radiation dose is the quantity of radiation energy absorbed by the food as it passes through the radiation field during process. Suppose you imagine we are passing a carton of apples through electron beam. So the amount of energy absorbed by the apple, it is measured. Okay. The quantity of radiation energy absorbed by the food after it comes out of the machine is measured in units. The gray, that is GY, capital G, small y is the unit used to measure absorbed dose of radiation and is equal to 1 joule of energy absorbed per kg of matter being irradiated. Gray, capital G, small y is the unit used to measure absorbed dose of radiation and is equal to 1 joule of energy absorbed per kg of matter being irradiated. So 1 GY equal to 100 rad, that is radiation absorbed dose. 1 kilo gray, that is kGY equal to 1000 gray. These are the units of irradiation. This is how we attach the unit after the product is irradiated. Now coming to the logo for radiation. So how do we identify the products that are irradiated? Like suppose you are going to supermarket and you want to find the product that is irradiated. How would you find it? So the FAO, Food Agriculture Organization, has given some guidelines that all the foods that are irradiated, they should have a logo that is Radura. This Radura is a green symbol that resembles a plant inside a circle, and the top of the circle, a half is dashed line. That is a whole. It is not a complete circle. Only half of the circle will be in dashed line, and this logo, the foods that are radiated should bear this logo, bear this label on the package of the products where the entire content is irradiated, as well as the phrase treated by radiation. So when you buy a product that is radiated, suppose let us take a juice carton. If it is radiated, it should contain the logo Radura as well as the term treated by radiation. It should bear this lines. This is the guidance given by FAO as well as FDA. These are the applications of radiation. Radiation has multiple uses. First one is sprout inhibition. Like usually at home, these are potatoes. Like when we store potatoes, onion, garlic, they start growing and they will produce sprouts, and we can't use it them, so we usually throw it. So to control the inhibition of onion, potato, ginger, garlic, a low dosage of radiation is in case of cereals, pulses, and dry fruits. When you are going to store it in gunny bags, like usually they are stored in warehouses in gunny bags. So to prevent insect disinfectations, like when at home when we store large amount of cereals in some bottles or cans, we can see small insects coming out of the cereal or pulse when it is stored for a long time. To prevent this, what they do nowadays, they pass radiation through this food. And to increase the shelf life of the meat, chicken, fish, they pass radiation. Pathogen reduction. Like when we suspect that certain foods contain pathogens, usually fleshy foods, like when we suspect pathogen present, we pass them through radiation. And when we suspect foodborne illness, like this product has some harmful chemical and it will produce foodborne illness, we pass those foods through radiation and quarantine it for sometimes. So these are the various applications of irradiation. So the amount of dosage, like low category means up to 1 kg/y. Kilogram, low dosage is up to 1 kg/y. This is used for drought inhibition, delay of fruit ripening, insect disinfectation during quarantine treatment, and elimination of foodborne waste. Medium dosage is 1 to 10 kg/y, reduction of spoilage microbes to improve shelf life of meat, poultry, seafood under refrigeration. Then elimination of pathogenic microbes in fresh and frozen meat, poultry, and seafood, reducing the number of microorganisms in spices to improve hygiene quality. High doses above 10 kg, high doses above 10 kg, low dosage means below 1 kg/y. 1 to 10 kg/y is moderate, whereas high dosage, it is above 10 kg/y. This is for the complete sterilization of packed meat, poultry, and their products, which are shelf stable without refrigeration. So they will be stable without refrigeration. Packed food, they will be in pack and they can remain stable without refrigeration. And sterilization of hospital diets. For some patients, like they do not have immunity, and and for them, when they prepare food, these food will be sterilized and they will be packed and they will be sterilized. In such food, 25 to 70 kg/y will be used. Now, this is the procedure of food irradiation. So food irradiation is not done simply in an open shed or an open place. Like it is the place itself is separate. It is away from the main production center. So the food is carried to the irradiation center. Food such as fresh meats and spices, they leave processing facility and arrive at the radiation center to kill the germs. So this is the first diagram. The food reaches the irradiation center. Next, at the irradiation facility, food is passed through a conveyor belt into a radiation chamber. So this is the radiation chamber, and food is passed through a radiation chamber. So here, the radiation is passed through the carton, the food is passed under a beam of radiation. So here the radiation kills the germs or it inactivates the cell by breaking the bonds that hold the germs and also the cell organelles. Next, once the food leaves the irradiation chamber, most of the germs are destroyed and it is somewhat free from germs as well as the cells are damaged. After that, it is sent from the irradiation facility again to the food processing center where the food will be delivered. That is, it will be sent to the warehouse, and from the warehouse, it is sent to our grocery shop where we look for foods. So here you can see the diagram picture. Here a person is searching for foods. Here, so when you look for a food that is irradiated, it should bear the logo, Radura logo, and it should also be written that the food is irradiated. Thanks for watching.